Okay, so guys, so my topic is MVC. MVC model view controller. Model view controller. Okay, model view controller. So MVC, if I will define, MVC is an architectural design pattern to develop a dynamic web application. So what do you mean by web application? And basically, what do you mean by dynamic web application? That we have to know first. If somebody will ask why MVC, the purpose is very simple, to develop a dynamic web application. Web application means whatever the application we are developing by using some web related technologies, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all UI technologies, servlet, JSP, these are the what web related technologies. So by taking all web related technologies, whatever we will develop the application, that is called as web application. Okay, so why servlet? Servlet is a technology in Java 2 Enterprise Edition. Servlet specifically used for development of dynamic web application. Similarly, JSP is another technology that we use to develop dynamic web application. So web application, suppose you are entering gmail.com. So when you open a browser, basically in web application context, our or any browser is our client. Every web application is based on the concept of client and server architecture. So when you will open a browser, that means that browser acting as a client. And in a URL, suppose one URL you are entering www.gmail.com. So when you are entering a URL, then internally what is happening, a request is going over the internet to the server side. Then at the server side there are so many repositories. Then server responsibility is what the client is demanding. According to the client demand, server will give the response. Okay, server will now check. Client is demanding a Gmail login page, client is wanting. Then accordingly, the server will give the response. Okay, so this is all about a little bit information that I provided about the client and server architecture or server client architecture, that is also called as request response model. From the client side, request will go, from the server side, response will come to the client. And whatever the request will go from client to server over the web, that is called as HTTP request, and whatever the response will come from server to client over the web, that is also called as HTTP response. Okay, so first of all, so we have to know what is MVC. So MVC is an, if I will define, is an architectural architectural design pattern, architectural design pattern design pattern design pattern which is used to develop a dynamic web application. Dynamic, what the terminology dynamic referring, or what do you mean by dynamic? Multiple functionality. Okay, multiple functionality, multiple functionality. Okay, form to form collaboration, form with a database. We have a registration form, we have a register data this in our Oracle or MySQL database we will connect. So multiple functionality, if the application providing, then we can say that is web application. Okay, everybody is understanding what I'm saying? Any problems, little bit doubt, once it will arise, then you can raise your hand or you can ask directly, there is no problem. Okay, everybody is getting clarity, give a response.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then question is, why MVC? Without MVC we can develop a dynamic web application, there is no problem. But why we will refer, or why we will use the concept of MVC? Suppose let it suppose I am building a home. Okay, I am making my home in my village. Okay, so in a village side, without any plan, so many people they are doing the building. But in township, so why the people they are what they are taking the what many architectural plan, and by paying, so by paying 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, 40,000, 1 lakh, lakh rupees, they are paying what behind an architectural plan, and that architectural plan they are taking, and accordingly they are doing their building. But why architectural plan? Suppose why I will implement the architectural plan. So no doubt in general, if I will what analyze, first of all, look and feel will be good. First, definitely. Without architecture, a building, and with architecture building, definitely we can find a difference. Because architecture, uh, somebody his what somebody is doing the building with architectural plan, definitely the look and feel will be good. Within a less space, within a less space, I think more and more number of rooms the civil engineers, architect, engineer can generate, and communication they can design in a good manner. As a result, every people can communicate well. Lots of advantages. So we can find if we will implement an architectural plan. Similarly, in our context, without MVC, we can develop without MVC, we can develop a dynamic web application without any fail. There is no problem. But why we are referring? Why we are going through this architectural plan? Because because I will show you why MVC. Because if I will develop a dynamic web application using MVC, presentation logic and business logic will be separate, and everybody will give the responsibility of their own. So I will show you how, what do you mean by presentation logic, login form, registration form, payment form, presentation logic. Business logic, I will show you how a form is processing. Okay, and whatever we have the task for resolving that task, whatever we are writing the logic, that we can say that is business logic, and who is responsible for containing the business logic. So that we will see in MVC context, business logic and presentation logic is separate. As a result, what we are getting the advantage, that part I will show you. Okay, then I will show you in MVC architecture context. In this context, so there is a client side. You remember there is a client side, and there is a server side, there is a server side, and there is a database, and there is a database, and there is a database. So I can write, so this is the client side, and this is server side, then this is a database. So database, either Oracle or MySQL, if you will learn, that is too sufficient. Oracle or MySQL. Okay. Then at the server side, MVC model is a component, view is a component, controller is a component. So at the server side, controller is a component. Controller is a component, view is a component, and model is also a component. So there are three components at the server side. There are three components. Okay. So you remember servlet must be considering as controller component. Servlet must be considering as controller component, controller. Similarly, a JSP page or a set of JSP pages must be considering as view component. And this is model component. Many technologies can be considering as model component. Your JDBC and your Java Bean, Hibernate, EJB, lots of components. EJB, Enterprise Java Bean, Hibernate. So many components, many technologies can be considering as model component, but which is the best suitable component that we will consider as model component? So again, I am repeating. So in MVC architecture, there is a client side, there is a server side, and there is a database side. At the server side, model is a component, view is a component, controller is a component. Servlet must be considering as controller component. It is MVC architecture rules and regulations. JSP, a JSP page or a set of JSP pages must be considered as view component. Then many technologies considering as model component, but we will choose which is the very suitable model component. Hibernate, till now we don't know. EJB, Enterprise Java Bean, EJB, that is outdated. What Spring framework already quite playing in the market as the alternative of EJB. JDBC, lots of disadvantages because one SQL statement we are executing, 5 number of steps we are following to load the driver, establishment the connection, create the statement object, execute the query. So for executing a single SQL statement, 5 number of steps that we are following, and every JDBC code, every JDBC program by default throwing checked exception. So if we will consider JDBC, the code will be tedious, the code will be complex. So that's why our Java Bean, it is, I will explain regarding this. Our Java Bean is the best suitable component. What is Java Bean? I will explain. Java Bean is a simple class. Normally, it is a class containing private data members and containing getter and setter method. I will show you. And basically, Java Bean, considering as lightweight component, it is a very simple point. It is a very simple thing. Okay, so Java Bean is our model component and it is our very suitable model component. It is very suitable model component. I will show you how it is very suitable model component. Everybody got clarity? Give a response. Everybody got clarity? Give a response.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Then this is all about MVC architecture. One point is remaining. There is a flow control. MVC architecture having a flow control. In which way this architecture is working? In which way this architecture is working? So first of all, whatever the request will go, whatever the request will go, that request will go from the request will go from the client to server side. So now the request, when the request will go from client to server side, the request will reach at the controller component. You remember? So this request is called as, currently I told, HTTP request. This request is called as HTTP request. HTTP request, hypertext transfer protocol request. Okay, so whatever the request is going from client to server side, the request must reach at the controller component. Controller is our what? Servlet. Then once the request reached at the controller component, so what is the responsibilities of controller component? What the controller component will do? Then first the responsibility is controller what? Check it. Okay, Java Bean is your model component. Model component, you remember one point, model component contains business logic. It is a class containing private data members, containing getter and setter methods. But apart that, whatever we have the business logic, I will take an example. Whatever I am explaining, I will show you through an example. You remember, model component contains business logic. So what the controller component will do? First controller component responsibility is what? You remember, the controller component responsibility is what? First controller creates controller responsibilities. First controller will create an instance. Controller will create an instance of model component. So model is nothing but a class. Whatever we have the model component object we will create in our servlet. Servlet is your controller component. So first responsibility of controller component is what? The controller creating an instance of model component. I will show you practically. Then after creating the instance means object creation. So after creating the instance of model component, controller executes business logic, whatever the business logic, whatever the business logic we have written, we have what written in model component, in model component, in whatever we have written in model component, whatever we have written in model component. So whatever the model component contains the business logic that we have written, that business logic we will execute inside the servlet. How it will execute, I will show you. So that point is called as controller executing business logic, whatever the business logic present in model component. Then after executing business logic, after executing business logic, the controller choose a particular JSP page as view component, as view component, as view component. Through this view component, through this view component, through this view component, okay, through this view component, the response will come to the client side. Response will come to the client side. Okay, so this is the mechanism. This is the mechanism. Controller, then model and view. Responsibilities. Okay, whatever I told, so we will see by an example. Okay, so clear concept is after executing the business logic by the controller component choose a particular JSP page as a view component. Then through this view component, the response will come to the client. So whatever the response is going to the client from the server side over the web, that is called as also HTTP response. Okay, then another point is model component can communicate with the database component. Model component can communicate with the database component. So model can communicate with the database. If the controller and view component wants to communicate with the database, they cannot communicate directly. They can communicate via model component with the database. So this is MVC architecture, rules and regulations, and flow control. So, and the mechanism, if you can say, MVC architecture. Clear concept is clear, give a response. So first of all, MVC architecture everybody have to know. So without MVC, we can develop a dynamic web application. But why we are using MVC? That is our first purpose. It is a design pattern. It is not a technology. Servlet is a technology. JSP is a technology. But it is a design pattern. It is an architectural design pattern. Okay, that design pattern we are using to develop dynamic web application. In MVC architecture context, there is a client side. Basically, in web application context, your browser is the client. Definitely one URL we will create. I will show you. And in what server side, model is a component, view is a component, controller is a component. Servlet must be considering as a controller component. A JSP page or a set of JSP pages must be considering as a view component. Many technologies can be considered as model component, but among many technologies, Java Bean is the best suitable component that we will consider as model component, I will show you how Java Bean is very suitable. Then database, either you can use Oracle or MySQL. So model communicate only database. Whatever the client is going to the server side, the client request, whatever the request is going to the server side from client, the request somebody is doing all. Please you off these things. So when the request reached at the server side, the request must reach at the controller component. Then controller, okay, check the model, who is the model component. Then the controller creating the instance of model component. After creating the instance of model component, controller executing business logic. Whatever the business logic that we have written inside the model component, after executing business logic, the controller choose a particular JSP page as view component. Then through the view component, the response will come to the client side over the web, which is basically we called as that is HTTP response. Clear? Concept is clear? Everybody got clarity? Everybody
Yes,
got
sir.
clarity? Okay. So practically we will see now. I will open my Eclipse environment. Okay, this is my Eclipse environment. You remember for development of Java project, Eclipse is the best suitable IDE, integrated development environment. Okay, just to see file new, okay, dynamic web project. If somebody is new towards this, then you write your note how I am starting, how I am doing a project. Okay, so because my objective is I will develop a web application using MVC context. Okay, so how I will start? So you open the Eclipse environment. So file new dynamic web project. You click. Suppose project name is, suppose whatever you are give, suppose MVC underscore Ceylon. Suppose project name, whatever you give, then you click next. You click next option, and just to see, this is very important point, generate web.xml deployment description. You put a tick mark here. Once if you will put a tick mark, then web.xml file will create. Why web.xml file we will require, that I will explain. Okay, so currently you remember web.xml file is a XML file. Basically it is called as a deployment descriptor file. Why we need this file, I will explain. Now you will click finish. So now one project created, MVC underscore Ceylon. Just you enter. So this is my project structure. This is my project structure. Just to see web.xml file created. If you will not put a tick mark, this file will not create. Okay, so what I will do, so I will open my Eclipse environment, file new dynamic web project. Once when you will click, then project name option is coming. You will give the project name, whatever you give, there is no problem. Next, then put a tick mark, then you click on finish, then your project structure created. And if you will, this is your project structure, this is your project structure, this is your project structure. Okay, so my point is, so suppose let it I have a login form. Okay, let it I have a login form. Simple example that I am showing, I have a login form. Then if suppose if the password, let it if the password is Bhubaneswar, if the password is BBSR, then login is success. Otherwise one response you will get along with login form, sorry, invalid credential. Okay, so now I will show you. Now first file is, so you go to the my just I'm going to my paint. I hope everybody have written, everybody have drawn this figure, because I will go to a new file, give a response. Everybody have drawn this figure, otherwise you take the screenshots. I will go to new file, give a response.
Okay.
Okay, so I will
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
you take a
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let it I have a login form. Let I have a login form. Let login form. This is login.jsp. Login.jsp. Let we have two attributes. One is suppose username, and there is a text box. One is username, there is a text box, and another is password. So another is password. There is another text box. So there is another text box, and there is a command button. Let command button. So let this is login. Suppose value is login. So when you will give the username value and you will give the password value, and when you will click, so when you will click on the login button, then request will go to the server side. When you will click, some action is generating. So when action is generating, then one servlet we will execute. Let the servlet is, so action when it will generate, when action will generate, when the click, when I will click on login button. So login servlet.java, login servlet.java. Here we will contain the business logic. Okay, so first of all, so we need to create a login.jsp file. Now I will open my Eclipse environment just to see web content folder. There is a web content folder in my project structure. You will open the project structure, you will expand the project structure. You see everybody, it is visible to all of you. There is a folder web content, any HTML file, any JSP file. So you right click on web content folder, any HTML file. If you want to create any JSP file, if you want to create, so right click on web content folder, then new automatically JSP file option is coming. So you click, suppose I will write login. So now simple file name I provided login, then click finish. So just to see login.jsp file created. Okay, so very simple. It is nothing but HTML begin, HTML end, head begin, head end, body begin, body end. So very simple, normal HTML file. Suppose form begin, then form end. We will create a login form. So we have two attribute, username. So username is a one text box. So for text box, what is the command? Input type equals to text, name equals to uname. So name is equal to uname, whatever you give the name. Name equals to this part, whatever you give. So this is a purely HTML concept. How to create a text box? The command is input type equals to text. Then break. Similarly, there is another attribute, password. So password, I will write input type equals to password, input type equals to password, name equals to suppose. Then break. Okay, then there is a command button, input type equals to, so submit. For command button, input time equals to submit, value equals to login. Finish. Then form ends. So control S for saving. So this is a simple login form. We have two attributes. One is username, another is password. So username one text box, password one text box. But what I have done in a login form, when an action is generating, when we will click on login button, then action is generating, a servlet will execute. So here servlet will act as a controller. Okay, so that's why, so we will write here form action equals to whatever you will define the servlet. So that servlet name you will write login servlet. Suppose form action equals to login servlet. That means whatever you have the form when action will generate, when action is generating, now when we will click on the button, okay, so when action will generate, then we servlet will execute whatever we define the servlet, that servlet we will specify here. Okay, so this is my client side, this is my presentation logic or login form. Okay, so now in login form there are two attributes, username and password. So based on login form, we will create a bin, Java bin. So Java bin is nothing but a class containing private data members and containing getter and setter method. Just to see in your project structure, there is a folder Java resources. Inside the Java resources folder, there is a folder src. You again I am repeating, in my project structure, there is a folder Java resources. In Java resources folder, there is a folder src. Just you do right click, new class. All .java file you will do on src folder. So currently I told a Java bin is nothing but a class, simply new class. You click. So package name, suppose I will give Ceylon. Suppose name is class name is suppose login bin. So for my login form, I am creating a login bin .java. Now click finish. Just to see. So again 1 minute. So I think 2 times. So it came 1 minute. So src right click, new class name, new class, package name, suppose I will give Ceylon, class name, whatever you give, I will give login bin, suppose. Now I will click finish. Okay, so now just to see, so one .java file created, that is login bin.java. So first, what is your required files? First, which file we have to develop? Required files. So first, I developed login.jsp. So based on a login form, I developed my bin, login bin.java. Then, so now I will develop login bin.java. So in login form, I have two attributes, private let string, suppose username, comma, password. Okay, so bin definition is, bin is a class containing private data members. In my login form, I have two attributes. That's why I consider two data members. And as per the definition, that two data members must be private and containing getter and setter. Just to see, right click here. Just to go through source and automatically generates and getter and setter. You see, simply right click, there is a folder, source folder. If you will bring your mouse cursor on source folder, automatically this option is coming, generate getters and setters. You click here, then password, username, you put a tick mark, then click OK. Just to see, generate getter method and setter method, get uname, get password, set uname, set password. Getter method, get uname, getting information. Setter means setting information. Return type is a string. Whatever we are getting information, the value of username, the value of password. Setter means we will set the value. Okay, getter, get uname, get password, set uname, set password. So automatically that option is available here. We can generate. Now this is my login bin.java, and what I have told, this model component contains business logic. Suppose one method I will define, suppose let it type, suppose type is boolean. Okay, so any method, suppose one method is suppose validate, suppose one method is validate. Okay, type is suppose boolean, method name is suppose validate. Any method you can define, there is no problem. Suppose if I will write if password dot equals, if password dot equals, suppose I will write if password dot equals, suppose I will write Bhubaneswar VPSR, okay, then return true, return true, return true, otherwise else return false. Suppose this is my logic. Any logic you can write, control S. Okay, so validate method is my business logic, and this is my model component, and model component is our login bin.java. Give a response. Login bin.java is our model component that I developed, containing private data members, containing getters and setter method, containing a business logic. That business logic is a validate method. Give a response.
Yes,
I
sir.
hope everybody got clarity.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. And now we will go to the controller part. That means we will develop a servlet. Now number 3, login servlet dot java. Just to see, so now I will create a servlet. How to create a servlet? So one package already I have done. That package name is Ceylon. So over on right click on package, new servlet. There is an option new servlet. Servlet is nothing but a simple .java file. You remember, and every .java file or any .java file, if you want to develop, you will do what inside the src folder. Okay, any HTML file or JSP file, if you want to develop, you will do over web content folder. You remember, now in src folder already I have created a package. Since servlet is a class, so right click on the package, new servlet option. Just click. Suppose class name is I have given login servlet. Then next option, just to see, you remember your URL pattern is slash class name slash login servlet. Next, so do get method, do post method. One you quit, suppose one method you put a tick mark, already tick mark is already available. Do get method, do post method are to service method, because here servlet knowledge is required. So now I will click finish. Now servlet will create. So this is my servlet. So in our own style, I will do the servlet. So whatever the packages are given, you already you quit all these things, remove all these things. You remember java x dot servlet dot star package. So import java x dot servlet dot http dot star package. So you remember this two package is called as servlet API. Whatever the package is given, you forget about that. You remember any servlet, if you want to develop, you need to import two package java x.servlet.star package. Star means all classes and interfaces. Import java x.servlet.http.star package. And for input output, import java.io.star package. Only 3 package. It is mandatory that you have to import for development of any servlet. You will remove all these things. So servlet is nothing but a child class which is extending from HTTP servlet class. So you remove all these things. So now you remove all these things unnecessarily. It have written. Now this control S. This is my servlet. So I am not going through in detail about servlet because time is very short. So my laptop battery is going to going to reduce. So class name is login servlet. A servlet is a child class. A servlet is a soft class which is extending from HTTP servlet class. Create a class which extends from HTTP servlet class, that is called as servlet. How to create a servlet? Inside a servlet, whatever we will write my business logic, we will write everything inside a service method. Do get method is a service method, or do post method is a service method. Any one method we have to choose. Here I have chosen do get method. So automatically all these things are available. Do get method containing two taking two argument. One is request object, another is response object. Request is the object of HTTP servlet request interface. Response is the object of HTTP servlet response interface, and it throws servlet exception, IO exception. Throws keyword it have already used. That means any checked exception, if it will arise or internally, automatically it will handle. Okay, so this is already available. Once when I created a servlet, already this part is available. Now here inside the do get method, I will write my business logic. So first point is a response dot Manas Ranjan, somebody have done these things, so mute that, otherwise you avoid this point. A response dot set content type. Set content type. So within bracket text or within bracket text or HTML. So what is the meaning? Any servlet you can develop. First two line is common. I will explain. Print writer out equals to a response dot get writer. So I will explain what is this. So speedily I have to explain because we have no current in my village. So currently current have gone, but current have not come, but my battery is going to reduce. So first two line is common. Response dot set content type. Set content type is a built-in method. It is invoking by response object. So that's why it is coming from HTTP servlet response interface. Set content type. This two line is common to every servlet. This method meaning which type of content that you want to set, text content or HTML content. Which type of content you want to set as response, text content or HTML content, meaning is this. And second line is print writer out. Our in advanced Java in J2EE context, our output statement is out dot print. So out is an object. So first of all I have to get out object. Once I will get out object, then I can write the output statement out dot print. So out how I will get? Now when get writer method invoking by response object, then it is returning print writer object out. Print writer is coming from java.io package. So when get writer method invoking by response object, then I will get print writer object. So first point, now I will process the form data. String s1 equals to request dot get parameter. Within bracket I will write. So what in login.jsp name is equal to uname, name is equal to pass. You remember how I will process the form data. When get parameter method, there is a method get parameter when it is invoking by request object. That means this method coming from HTTP servlet request interface. So this method coming taking an argument, that argument is what you have written name equals to. So it is returning a string type of variable. So get parameter method when it is invoking by request object, it is returning a string type of variable s1. Within bracket for name attribute, whatever you have written, for username attribute, whatever the name equals to you have specified, that you have to write here. I have written name is equal to uname. So similarly, so there are two attributes, control C. So now control V. So for password, I have written pass. So S2. So that means the value of username will store or will assign in S1. The value of a password will assign in S2. Give a response. Everybody got clarity?
Yes,
Everybody
sir.
got clarity?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, so this is the servlet. Now I am developing. Servlet I am developing. This means controller I am developing. The first responsibility is what controller creating the instance of a model component. Model component is login bin. So I will create an object login bin obj equals to new login bin. So class name object name equals to new class name. This is the object declaration. So first controller responsibility is login bin creating the object of model component, creating the object of model component. So login bin object I created. Okay, so login bin contains setter method. So I can write obj dot set uname already contains setter method. Uname username value I have assigned in S1. Similarly, obj dot set password login bin containing these two setter methods, set uname, set password. I will set the username value, I will set the password value. This is the first responsibility. So login setter method present in login bin. The method present in which class, that method will invoke by that class object. Setter method available in login bin class. That's why it is invoking by login bin object. So I passed S1 and S2 because S1 contains username value, S2 contains password value. Clear? Then we will come to the next point. Second responsibility is what the controller component executes business logic. So business logic is validate method. Validate method return type is boolean. Already I have written validate method return is boolean. So here I will take a boolean variable. Let boolean status. Let status is my variable equals to okay obj dot validate method. Obj dot validate method. Okay, now this is called as controller executes business logic because validate method already we have defined, and we know that when a method is invoking by the object, then method definition will execute. So now inside the servlet, now servlet is going on, that development is going on. So obj dot validate method now I called because validate method is invoking by login object, login bin object, and it is returning a boolean type of variable because already validate method when I have defined, I have written boolean validate. So if status, boolean means either true or false. So if status, that means suppose if status, that means if it true. If it true, then we will send a request to a JSP file that will give a response login is successful. So how I will send a request? Request dispatcher. Just I am looking to, I am worried because there is no current in my room actually. Request dispatcher ready equals to a request dot get request dispatcher. Get request dispatcher. Okay, so within bracket, suppose welcome.jsp. Suppose the meaning is request dispatcher is an object. If true, I will send a request to welcome.jsp. I will forward a request. Ready.forward method. Ready.forward method. Forward method is a such method taking two argument request comma response. So request dispatcher is an object. Sorry, it's an interface. Request dispatcher containing forward method and include method. Forward method purpose is forwarding a request to another resource. Another resource may be a JSP file, may be a HTML file, may be a servlet. So if it true, welcome.jsp file will execute. If it true, I will forward a request to welcome.jsp file. Welcome.jsp file will give the welcome.jsp file will give the welcome.jsp file will give the welcome.jsp will give the result, response results. Okay, welcome.jsp file will give the response. Then request dispatcher contains forward method. So forward method must be invoking by request dispatcher object. Then question is how I will get request dispatcher object. Now there is a method get request dispatcher. There is a method get request dispatcher coming from HTTP servlet request interface. That's why it is invoking by request object. So when this method invoking by request object, it is returning request dispatcher object. Okay, else this is a very important interview question. So else out dot print. So otherwise I can write I will send what otherwise I will, if true, welcome.jsp file will execute, otherwise else another file will execute. That means if password is not Bhubaneswar, I will write else. Just see, suppose error.jsp. Suppose error.jsp. Okay, so give a response. Give a response speedily. So I will quit because my laptop battery is going to reduce.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so immediately I will develop welcome.jsp, very simple, new welcome.jsp file, welcome.jsp file. So very simple. So this is a scriptlet tab, only one statement, out.print, login is successful, login is successful. This is your view component. Controller servlet is your control view controller component. So another file I will develop. So because error.jsp, so which file? So first of all you see which file you wrote error.jsp. So error.jsp file name error.jsp. Okay, so I can write here. Simply sorry out.print. So I can write sorry invalid credential. Okay, so now Control S. Now I will go to web.xml file. Simply welcome file is our, you remove all these files because this is welcome file. What do you mean by welcome file? My welcome file is login.jsp. Suppose this is my project. When you will run the project, which output will come first? The corresponding file name you have to specify, that is welcome file. So if you have no web.xml file, then where you will set your welcome file? So welcome file means you have to set your welcome file, means which output will come first. And another is servlet you have defined. So servlet you have defined when the controller, means web server, Apache Tomcat is responsible to execute, because we have a server actually. So server, when it is executing, from the web.xml file, the server will get the information about the detail about a servlet. This is called a deployment descriptor file. Deployment detail or description about a particular servlet. So you have to write the description, servlet begin, servlet end. So within that, so you write servlet name. Suppose servlet name, suppose I will write ABC. So this is then servlet class name, servlet class is my package name. Package name is ceylon.login servlet. So then servlet class end, servlet begin end, then servlet mapping begin, then servlet mapping end. So within this, first servlet name is what you have to copy and you have to paste here, servlet name. Then URL pattern, I have told first URL pattern is your / class name, login servlet. So now URL pattern clear. So this is the web.xml file development about a particular servlet. What is the name of the servlet? What is the servlet class name? What is the servlet URL pattern? All these details you have to write inside the web.xml file. When the server will come to execute your servlet, through the web.xml file, the server will get the details about a particular servlet. Clear? Everything is clear. Now my file is after login servlet.java, then welcome.jsp file, then welcome.jsp file, then error.jsp file. From welcome.jsp file and error.jsp file, one file will execute, web.xml file. So login.jsp file, this is the model component. Login.jsp file is your presentation logic. Login bin.java is your model component. Login servlet.java is your controller component. Welcome and error.jsp is our view component. So we will see. So now this is login.jsp, control S, login bin.java, control S, login servlet.java, control S, welcome.jsp, control S, error.jsp, control S, web.xml file, control X. So now I will run. Right click the project, run as, run on server. Just to see how I am executing my project. My project name is MVC_Ceylon. So how I am executing the project? Right click, run as, run on server. Right click, run as, run on server. Server is Apache Tomcat. Select next, then MVC_Ceylon, then finish. So now I am executing my project just to see what I am getting the output. So first of all, login form will come because login.jsp is our welcome file that already we have set. Okay. So now just to see login form came. Suppose username, whatever you may give, suppose Akash, and password is already we have taken Bhubaneswar BB. Now I will click login. So you got login is successful. Everybody got clarity. Everybody give a response.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if I will again suppose backspace, you just refresh. Why it is called as web application? It is the URL. Just to see, please mute the noise. Please mute the noise. So this is URL. This is our URL. Just you copied. Simply you open a browser. Suppose I will open a Google Chrome. Suppose you open a browser. Just you paste. Okay. Clear? You got the output. Suppose username, suppose whatever it is, Santosh. Suppose password, anything, suppose. Then login. Sorry, invalid credential. So whatever you have the URL, that URL I am pasting in a browser and I am getting output. So we can say it is a web application. Just I will go to back and I will do a refresh. Suppose whatever it may be, suppose Rahul, and password is Bhubaneswar BB. Now I will click login. Login is successful. Clear? Everybody got
Yes, sir.
clarity?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.